Money Magicians, how are you? If you've just joined us for the series and you don't know who I am, or you've just joined us and you do know who I am, my name is Vangile Makwakwa, and I help women of color heal ancestral money trauma so that they can fall in love with their bank accounts, increase their income, and live their best lives, right? So I started the series interviewing money magic students about their journeys with their monies, and I thought with their money and just sharing their money story based on what they do in the money magic course and what they've learned about ancestral money trauma and just trauma in general. And now it just has evolved. I enjoy this series so much. So what started out as 10 episodes is now episode 19, and it's not stopping. Like, I have a long list of students that I want to sit down, have a conversation with, learn from. But today I'm doing a case study on one of the students' businesses. Her name is Lungi. I will eventually have Lungi on this podcast, right? And I decided to do a live class where I thought I was doing the live class in the student group to talk about Lungi's business, because sometimes we do case studies and I share certain things that I learn about students' businesses. Sometimes I do business. I hire the students for certain things in my own stuff, or someone else hires them. Then they come back and they ask us to do case studies on their businesses to look at the business from various angles. So I just decided to do an impromptu case study around scaling your income to 40,000 Rand consistent income in one stream of income, or $2,500 a month in consistent income. So again, like, that's one of the focuses on the Money Magic course, is that I help students and the students really scale their extra stream of income or side hustle or business from 0 to 40,000 Rand a month consistent income, or $2,500 consistent income. Or if you already are beyond that in your stream of income and in your business, you join the course so that you can double or triple your income. But for most people, I found, at least through working with myself, right, and also seeing other clients, is that being that specific on the first initial stream of income allows us to then scale our income. So in this episode, I'm looking at Lungi's business, and I'm talking about how she can scale to that income, and some of the mistakes that we make that stop us from creating a consistent income, right? And it's also around pricing. So definitely take a listen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if this deeply resonates with you, then definitely check out the Money Magic course. I have the link here. If you're watching on YouTube, look in the description. Or if you're watching on Facebook, look in the description as well, right? You can check it out at wealthy-money.com/money magic. Again, wealthy-money.com/money magic. That's where I do all the teaching. Get on the waiting list. The Money Magic course opens for registration every so often, and I send out reminders. And when you're on the waiting list, I will also invite you to a masterclass, a complimentary masterclass that I will be doing. So thank you so much, and without further ado, let's hop onto the class. Cheers! How are you? Oh, actually, wealthy ones. I hope I'm live, actually. Let's see. I'm doing this laptop thing again. Like, I am determined with the laptop, hey? I've gone a whole year without a laptop. I'm doing this laptop thing. I'm now on Wi-Fi, so I want to see. Last time I was hotspotting, which is why my video wasn't so clear. So I'm hoping that this will be clearer. Whew, okay. Saying I'm feeling concerned. I was trying to put an emoji in the in the description, but yeah, I'm getting to this laptop live video live. right? Like, and I'm also trying out this Logitech camera on the laptop. Oh, lots going on, my own drama. Anyway, you guys will probably see me showing up in this or my yoga tops every day. Look at you say, oh my God, hi Lungi. I actually wanted to talk about this because I don't know, have I triggered you? Have I not? I don't know. So I thought that this would be a good time for us to have a chat. Okay, so let's start by saying this, right? Like, I decided I need a personal trainer, right? This is just because left to my own devices, I usually just do Tantra yoga and Yin yoga, which is great for toning actually, and also great for any kind of emotional stuff. But I also need some kind of cardio, right? And I'm the kind of person that can actually just be like, I'll just chill and just like meditate and just be relaxed and just do the bare basics. Right now I'm actually trying to do core yoga and work on, I'm doing a core yoga course. It's actually not called core yoga, obviously, because there's no core yoga. But like all yoga, I suppose, builds your core. I mean, you could make the argument for that. I don't know. Anyway, long and short of it, I am doing this. I decided to do this yoga course, which is all about building your core, but it's also not cardio and it's not strength building. So I decided to hire Lumi as my personal trainer, and we had a meeting, right? And she and I started, then she told me her pricing. Obviously, she's a Money Magic student. She told me her pricing, and I was like, I'm not paying that. I was like, in good consciousness, I cannot pay that. That is completely underpriced, right? So then we went on a whole insane thing. Like, I ended up in the midst of her telling me my pricing, in the midst of her telling me her pricing, English is really not my mother tongue, okay? So in the midst of her telling me her pricing, I ended up like convincing her as to why she should price higher. Because obviously, in the Money Magic course right now, I'm on this mission to get all of us to get to at least 40,000 Rand a month or $2,500 consistent income, right? So then when she told me her pricing, I was like, absolutely not. That's like less than $10 for a fitness trainer. Never. Like, and it's one-on-one. And can I also tell you guys, like, because I read on Facebook from Nomkebo that she also told me, right? That's why I messaged her to be like, I need a fitness trainer like that, because she said that she works with the womb, right? Which is part of Womb Wednesday. So as she was explaining that part of what she does in her fitness training is that she also works with the cycles of the womb, which we know from Polite in #Womb Wednesday and from Putanang that like this is super, super important. So based on where you are on your cycle, she will tailor the workout for that. Oh my gosh, guys, like, do you understand that I was already sold? Like, the minute I heard that, I was already sold, you know? So then we had this whole interesting discussion around what it is that she's actually, what I can expect from working with her, which obviously I loved, is that she can tailor a workout routine based on the fact that I don't have gym equipment, right? And I'm actually not much of a gym person. Like, maybe I can lift, I don't know, the minimum weight at gym. Like, I mean, maybe I can lift more because I lift myself in yoga a lot, right? But yeah, I'm not much of a gym person. So then she was like, no, she will go home and she will tailor a workout based on not only your cycle, where you are on your cycle, but you will also tailor a workout based on the mat, right? So if you just have a yoga mat, you will still get a great workout. Guys, do you understand how valuable that is? Someone who is going to track your cycle as a woman, then figure out where in your cycle you are supposed to be doing like cardio, strength, etc. Hello, like that is, I mean, that is insane, right? So obviously when she told me her pricing, I was gobsmacked, you know, really, really shocked, like you're kidding me. So then we eventually decided that she will double her pricing, which is good. It's still, like, in my opinion, fairly low. I would have loved her to triple or quadruple it, but hey, I already trigger everyone in my life, right? So let me not do that. I still want you to be able to want to work with me, right? Which I'm hoping she still does. So then she agreed to double the pricing, but also I think she was saying that one of the reasons why she also made it lower was that we'll be working via Zoom, which, let me just start by saying, okay, since we're talking about pricing and income now, is that actually the fact that someone is working with you via Zoom or coming to see you in person is neither here nor there. It's still, you're still adding so much value, right? Yes, she has to work with, when you go to see a fitness trainer in person and she's got her own gym equipment, then she's still working with you with gym equipment. But my argument to her was to say, actually, you're going to go and actually go do research as to how you can do strength training, cardio training, and do an entire fitness routine for me every single week, which will be like 3 times of meeting me. I'm going to be on your mind a lot, right? And so are your other Zoom clients. And that is worth money, right? When someone is on your mind and your mind is occupied with them, that is literally your mind not being occupied with anything else. You know, your mind is now thinking about them. So that is worth something. You know, so it is costly, because either she could be taking that time to think about building her business instead of how do I create a fitness routine for Vangile, right? Or how do I create a fitness routine for this other client? So that is valuable. But we tend to think of the charges that we're making towards a client as the time that we spend with this client, right? So I was just thinking about this while I wanted to hop on a video today. Mizo and I are in the middle of migrating, doing Spotify and iTunes for the podcast. Then we decided to contact Busi. So 2 weeks ago, I was doing a whole judge panel setup for ABDA via Zoom, where we were looking at student business plans and giving feedback, etc. So I was like, oh my God, the ABDA students are like cutting edge, way ahead of their time, etc. So then Mizo and I were like, why don't we hire one of those students to migrate the podcast so that it's not just on a Podbean, but that we also have episodes on iTunes and on Spotify. Okay, cool. Do you know that the student came, he looked at it, he was like, I need to go on Podbean and go behind the scenes and see what's up. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to charge you guys about like 3,500 Rand. Then like literally 2 hours later, he's like, oh, we have to wait 48 hours to see if iTunes and Spotify approves us, but then everything will be done. So for like literally an hour of his time, and this is a student, mind you, an hour of his time, he charged us about 3,500 Rand. You know, I was like, wow, I've been thinking about that for the last few minutes. And I was just like, but actually that's what we paid for was the end result. You know, it wasn't the amount of time. If Mizo and I had attempted to do this on our own, we would have spent 2 months trying to figure it out. We wouldn't have thought RSS feeds, or we wouldn't have known that Podbean is connected to iTunes and Spotify, or whatever buttons or applications or whatever we need to do, right? So he said that we need to wait about 48 hours, but by the end of the week we would know, and the migration, I guess, will happen automatically, so that now every time we post on Podbean, we'll automatically be on Spotify or iTunes. So literally, for his knowledge, that took about literally an hour, and then he sends us back an email or a WhatsApp, which, by the way, we have, 57 episodes now? So we were thinking, oh my gosh, and Mizo was even saying, oh no, we'll definitely pay for his internet as well, because we're thinking he needs to download the podcast episodes, upload them, download them, upload them. But that's not what he was charging for. It's not the labor. It's the fact that he knew knowledge from being online, from doing the stuff that he does, that they teach them on the tech side at ABDA, that he learns with his friends. That's what he was charging us for in that hour. I don't know if that makes sense, but most of us want to charge not based on understanding that our prior knowledge is equally as important, right? That actually, if your clients had tried to do it by themselves, for us to get the same results that we're going to get by the end of the week, it would take us, I don't know, probably 2-3 months to figure that out, because as you could see, how our minds were working was, we're going to go set up an iTunes account, we're going to go set up a Spotify account, and then we're just going to upload, copy and paste each description, upload every image, all that. That is knowledge that we didn't have, right? So his knowledge was valuable. So he's actually charging us for all the years that it took him, or all the time that it took him to figure out this knowledge, right? So often when we think of pricing, we are charging based on labor, but we're not actually taking into account the fact that actually, because I have maybe 2 or 3 clients in a day as a fitness instructor, sorry Lungi to use you as an example, right? But because I'm charging, because I have 2 or 3 clients as a fitness instructor, right? That means that I'm not just doing 2 or 3 clients as a fitness instructor. So Buya, you're saying this is so good. I needed to hear this right now. I have been guilty of underpaying. Yeah, so you're not just charging you're not just charging for these 2 or 3 clients. You're not just working with these 2 or 3 clients, right? It's that actually probably if you're seeing these clients on Monday, you are probably taking part of Sunday to put together some kind of curriculum, or even just think about them for 30 minutes and figure out what you have to do with them on Zoom, especially because you're not seeing them in person. You've also taken time to think about how much time have I got to, how will I set up everything so that this client can see me when I do burpees or whatever the heck you do with clients, right? I'm not a fitness trainer. So you're saying I've been guilty of undercharging. Yeah, okay, great, Buya. So yeah, so all these things come into account, right? And so we'll talk about also why clients won't pay you, right? Which we do a lot of work on in the Money Magic course. Somehow I feel like I'm not in the Money Magic student group. I'm starting to get that feeling. So I would have to reference lessons more here. Okay, so that's the one thing. So why won't I pay my fitness instructor? Actually, Lungi and I had this discussion. why did I refuse to pay her that price? It isn't just because she's a Money Magic student and I'm working with her to get to 40,000 Rand per month in consistent income as a student. No, it's also like I said to her, I said, because one of the things that I've learned is that if I'm going to be working with anyone, be it my virtual assistant, my social media manager, my my personal trainer, it's also quite simple, is that I want to work with people that are not going to be overly exhausted when they show up for the workout. Like I want a fitness trainer that I know she spent the weekend at massage, or she spent the weekend at a restaurant chilling and having a great time. Why? Why would I want that? Because I want someone who will, in 40 minutes, will be able to give the best of themselves, because they're not overly exhausted by having a zillion clients in order to reach their goals. This has been a big thing for me in terms of growing wealthy money. It's like I am extremely particular about this. This is what I want for my team. We have these conversations. You know, it's not about getting the getting the best at the lowest cost from people, because at some point we will not get the best from them, because they will be overly exhausted. They will have too many clients on their plates. So this brilliant person that I wanted to work with will not be able to deliver for me. Because whatever it is that they would have delivered if they were well rested and at the top of their game, they now can't, because eventually they get exhausted and they get burnt out. I do not want the people that I think are incredible to burn out. I want them to bring their A game, so that whenever they do work with me in any capacity, they're bringing their A game, because it makes me a better person, right? And I've seen how this works out in wealthy money, right? It's like literally, because everybody's bringing their A game and they're not walking around like, oh my God, I'm so underpaid, this is so awful. Like literally the work that they deliver is always like, oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. And that leads to ease for me. So this idea that it's a win-lose situation doesn't work for any of us. So what I want is always to create a win-win setup for people in my life, right? Because it actually is really like, okay, maybe people are like, oh my God, that's fair or whatever. I just look at it as good business practice, because I want everybody that works with me to be happy to work with me, to be happy to bring their best, to keep experimenting, to keep doing things, to just show up as their best selves, right? So then we had this conversation and I was like, this is not just about me being like this great coach for wealthy money as well, and just doing the work that I do. Then we started having a conversation about, okay, how do you get to 40,000 Rand a month consistent income if you work as a fitness trainer in a way that will not burn you out, but also bring the best value for your clients? Because I am a client. I feel like she's brilliant at what she does. I don't want her to burn out. I don't want to be looking for a new fitness coach every 3 months, right? I want a fitness coach that's going to be working with me at the level that she is providing service. Like, hey, where am I going to find a fitness trainer that tracks my womb cycles? That is not something that I'm willing to be negotiating and to be all over the place about, right? So I think that's also super important, right? And here's where it becomes super important around pricing, is that if you understand your value, you will find clients who understand the value of having you on their team, right? Because you understand what you bring to the table. So when you communicate it, you will find those people. And here's the thing. We figured out that actually for Lungi, even if she takes 10 clients at her current pricing, and even if she has a package deal, right, then she can make a certain amount, and then that could be her one-on-one clientele, that could be consistent income, and then she could do group fitness sessions, right? And from those group fitness sessions, she charges a certain amount, and even if she does those group fitness sessions like, I don't know, once or twice a week, and she also offers a package for those people who want to be in groups because they feel like they don't want one-on-one. Well, guess what? She will easily reach her 40,000 Rand a month. And it won't take her like a gazillion hours and a gazillion clients. Of course, if it were up to me, I would say like go triple, quadruple your prices, cut down the number of clients that you want, then you're working with like, I don't know, 5, 6 one-on-one clients a month, and those are your consistent clients, because we're always going to need fitness, right? And often what we don't realize is people will think that the same clients that are going for your group work are the same clients that are going for your one-on-one, or the same clients that are going for your other things. No, these are completely different clientele. Right? Like they have completely different needs, they have a completely different mindset. I am very unlikely to do a group fitness program. I cannot. The only group fitness that I do is group yoga, right? I love that. But that's also slow and lovely. I do not like doing things in like groups where we have to do steps and aerobics. In fact, like aerobics is my nightmare. It's like, please let's not do this, you know. So it's like these are completely different clientele, and they want completely different things. So you have to figure out what it is that they want and then give it to them, and that will make a big difference. Like why I want one-on-one, right, is because I want a program that is tailored to me, right? I want to be able to say, okay, this is what I want to work on. Please tailor programs for me around that, which I've already put in my request, right? Like, I'm like, I want to work on this, I want to work on that, I want to work on this. Okay, let's make that happen. But if I'm in a group training program, like, huh? And then there's also certain things for yoga where I will do one-on-one and I will hire private coaches, because there's certain things that I'm like, I'm working on specific poses or something that I want, that I'm trying to get into, or that like some poses just like make my mind race or make me just want to like stab a human. This is really true. There are some poses in yoga that make me just so angry. So I feel like, okay, can I just work with someone that will remind me to breathe through the sequence, or remind me to breathe through this pose? And then it's valuable to me. But those are like completely different clients. And then we have this belief that actually we won't charge at a certain price because we are so scared that we will lose the clients. Well, guess what? Those were never your clients, right? And you have to be willing to be like, this is like, if I know that this is great for me, right? Because if I do this, then I can deliver. If I charge at this price, then it gives me the time to do A, B, C, D, and then I can deliver to those clients at that level. If those clients want someone cheaper, then they're not going to get the coach that has the time to look at their womb cycles, right? They're not going to get, the fitness trainer that has the time to look at their womb cycles, because that fitness trainer will be doing a bunch of other things. They won't have the fitness trainer. So I was saying to Lungi, also one of the things is that people are also paying for her having gone through Womb Wednesdays in the Money Magic course. That we have learned so much about the womb, and that we understand how fitness is tailored, like how it's not just about doing the same kind of workout every week, that every week we are at a different point in our cycles, and that affects how the body builds muscle mass, strength, cardio, etc. You know, so all those things have an impact. Right? And those are things she paid for the Money Magic course, right? And now she's going through another training around the womb. Like I referred her to Mary Lou. So her clients are getting even way more benefits around that, right? So she's getting even more stuff around, she's upskilling herself. So that actually adds more value. So people are actually not just paying for our time, but because we've been taught to equate hard work, which in almost all cases is linked to the amount of time that it takes to do something, we then think that people are paying for our time. And we need to go beyond that, because actually, yeah, people are paying for your time, but people are also paying for the amount of time that it has taken you to get these skills. That it's taken Lungi like, I don't know, she's been in the Money Magic course for like a year and a half, right? It's been a year, like over 60 something lessons of Womb Wednesdays that she has been taking in, and then going home and applying and tracking, and then she does research. Then there's been retreats in Sri Lanka where she's had to figure out where she came to the retreat in Sri Lanka, and she figured out her business and what is it that she's offering. So people are also paying for the fact that she's gone international to get her lessons in her business, to understand the value that she wants to give to clients. So there is so much there, and her ideal clients will get that, right? I think that honestly, our ideal clients and the clients that we want to work with just get that. They understand that. And if those clients don't get that, and you have to explain to yourself a million times, then they're probably not your clients, right? So it's also, so pricing is super, super important, because if we price appropriately, it means that we don't have to take on a gazillion clients, but not only take on a gazillion clients, but maybe produce a gazillion products, and it's not taking so much of our energy, right? And that means that we now have more time to work on the business, to show up in a particular manner. And then, like, my other thing that I will say is, obviously you can price at a particular level, but if you don't really, if you have like blocks around that and you still have your vows of service, then you have to go to lesson 18 of the Money Magic course, right? So go to lesson 18, go to lesson 19, and that's where you have to do the work. Because honestly, the pricing is I don't know if it's the easy part, but I mean, like, you can pick a number out of thin air, which is really, really difficult for most of us. But it's not so much about the pricing, it's about all the things that we've created around what this pricing will do, what it means about us, our vows of service, the vow to work hard for little or no money. So that all impacts us, right? It all affects how we show up in our business. So, and here's the other thing. So if you are selling something at a particular price, and then you deeply believe that that no one will pay that price because you have never paid that price before for that service, then obviously we attract, more often than not, people who are a reflection of us. So if we don't pay that kind of price, then it's going to be really, really difficult for us to really believe that we can also pay that price, right? So that's like super, super important to understand, right? So what actually we want to do in terms of our pricing is, firstly, we want to figure in terms of our income goal, especially for scaling to 40,000 Rand a month or $2,500 consistent income. We want to figure out what is our business model, right? And actually, that is not the deep work, as you guys know. The deep work is the inner work. But anyway, is figure out what is our business model, and then we want to go and do the inner work. So go to the income challenge. Once you have your business model and you have your pricing concept, right? Please go to the income challenge, and then do all the 16 lessons in the income challenge. do the EFT tapping, do the breath work, and then don't just do the income challenge from 2020. You can do it either in the student group. Wisani has been kind enough to compile everything, right, for us. So we've got the income challenge 2019, or you can go to the course, the Money Magic course site, and go into the Academy website and do 2019's income challenge, or do 2020's income, and also do 2020's income challenge. All this is in the student group or in the course, and just do the inner work around that. But first things first is sort of figure out your business model, right? So here's the other thing. If you're having a hard time figuring out your business model and structuring it, and there are so many ways to structure this, right? I mean, for Lungi, there are so many ways that she could get to 40,000 Rand a month in consistent income. She could choose to just work with one-on-one clients. And then she could just decide that, okay, I'm going to do Lux, whatever, like I'm just going to do premium personal training, and this is my package is gonna be X amount, and I'm just gonna cap at like 8 clients a month, right? So if I'm going for like the top of the range, which I don't even feel is the top of the range, right? You could also just say, well, this is a kind of a great package, so maybe what if I market it to people abroad and I charge it in US dollars, then I only need 8 clients to get to 40,000 Rand a month. If I charge it at like, I don't know, of $500 or something, which may not be a lot for certain markets, right? Or it may not even be a lot for certain people in South Africa even, right? It just depends on where you want to go on your business model. Then that could be your thing, no need for that. Or you could just say, I'm just going to do full-on group, right? And then do something like that. Or she could do like, I'm going to do private trainings, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do private trainings, I'm going to do some of the group stuff, and then maybe she decides to create a fitness training course that is unique to working with your cycle, right? Like I haven't seen any fitness training course like that where like it involves gym equipment and everything, and she does videos on that, and then like that adds another business model. It is unlimited, right? So the issue is often not the business model, and the issue is often the pricing, right? And sometimes it's that we do know that we're underpricing, but then the issue then becomes that we have all these stories and issues and traumas around pricing, and maybe we increase our pricing and things don't go according to plan, and then we don't get clients, and that's just again feedback to just say what's going on within, right? So a lot of it is not even the external business stuff, you guys. It's a lot of it is so much of our own trauma and our own our own drama going on. And that's why I'm sending you guys to the income challenge, so that you work on that and do the EFT tapping, please do the breath work, please do the meditations. I'm willing to bet that for most of us, it's like lesson 7, lesson 0, lesson 18, lesson 19, and lesson 17 would make all the difference in the world around this, and start to shift us, or at least make it a little easier to come up with a business model and a pricing strategy. So Vuyo, you have said yes, time for prep, activities, resources, best practice, latest updates in the industry. Yep. And Lungi, you say, thank you for doing this. Yes, I'm triggered on so many levels. I figured, hey, and I want to work with you. I'm sad because this brought up so many things for me. Lungi, post in the student group, right? Like, share with us what has it brought up for you, because like I could suggest some meditation, some lessons that you can do, right? And it's okay, like trust me, all the time everything brings up so much for me, like all the time. Or maybe you don't have to trust me, because I'm always sharing, right? Like I'm always having a meltdown in the student group. So, Lungi, you say, I'm gone to class, we'll listen afterwards. Awesome. Vuyo, you say, good point. You want cheap, then you compromise on the quality you get. Yeah, like that's always been my my thinking. And also, guys, cheap is expensive, hey? I've learned this often in my business. People want cheap. It's great, but then maybe they're not your people, right? They're just not your people. So then it's all good. This is what I tell the students. I'm like, well, do people, like in the Money Magic course, if people were paying a different price for the Money Magic course, do the students think that I would just rock up and do random live videos like this? Which now I fully know I'm in the wrong group. But like usually I would rock up and do these videos. I do videos like this just randomly. I'll be sitting watching the sunset and then I'll be like, here's what I'm seeing from a student, and I'll just do a case study to help. But would I have that time to be answering student questions private, not even privately, but in the group, you know what I mean? Which is like, I'm answering a person directly and suggesting a lesson, suggesting that they do things in a particular manner. If I felt overwhelmed and my entire focus was, oh my God, how am I going to pay my rent? And oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Like I've got the electricity bill. Heck no, I wouldn't be able to show up in that way for students, right? I wouldn't be able to show up in the way that I show up for my private clients, right? Because then I would be extremely overwhelmed. But here's the other thing. It's like I was having this interesting discussion with Mary Lou the other day, and I was saying, what I noticed is that often it's hard to teach something that you are not congruent with, right? So the other reason why I could say to Lumi, like double or triple or even quadruple your pricing is because she's not new to this. Like she is so congruent with what it is that she does, right? She has been putting time into this craft. And she is not like, what it is that she teaches is because she has lived. Often why, and here's the thing, it's like people can often sense when we are not selling the thing that we are congruent in. So I cannot, like you guys would be sensing if I said to you, I can help you get to 40,000 Rand consistent income every month, and I can help you get to 2,500 consistent extra stream of income every month. If I had not done it, if I felt uncomfortable with it and I was sitting here and talking about it, but I didn't feel at all comfortable with it, and I didn't know what I was talking about, or I hadn't done it like, I don't know, a gazillion, well, not a gazillion times, but really often enough that it becomes like, oh, whatever, then it's like you would be able to sense it, and then it would be a hard sell for me, right? So clients can also sense that. So when I said that to Lungi, it wasn't just because, you know, it's like if you go on her profile right now on Facebook or Instagram, all she has is fitness videos for like a month on end. Like every day she's doing something around fitness, right? So it is something that is like, it's her, right? So this is how I know she can help me get my cardio on. She can help me do the strength training that I desire. So it's also that. These things make such a big difference when it comes to pricing and when it comes to the clients that you want, right? It's that your clients can tell and they can see. Like people sense energy more than we understand. They can really, really sense energy. So if your product is something that you know you are good at and that you put in time into, and you know you can help a client achieve those results, your ideal clients know that, right? They already grasp it. But often what it is that sometimes we're trying to sell something that we are not congruent in, we're not comfortable in, we're not confident in, we haven't done it often enough. So it just feels like, oh, so scary, and our clients and people can sense that. So often we think people are sensing what we are saying. People are sensing our energy and our nervous system. They are seeing, they can sense, they don't have the words for it, but when our nervous systems get unregulated, it's like there is a sense around that. So that's also super, super important. That's why I felt extremely like confident, saying to Lumi, yeah, you can definitely go for this and you can go any which way, premium, whatever, right? Because like she has put in work. Like we've been watching her for like 2.5, 3 years, and she has actually she's actually done this, even like she's created a fitness brand even without her trying, or even before she launched her fitness company. She created the brand. Her entire branding is around that. So it's very, very plausible to see to believe that, okay, people will pay her for that, right? And also, we have seen her work with her own fitness instructor and share her fitness journey. I mean, the reason why I was also like, no, definitely triple or quadruple your pricing was because she's also shared how personal fitness has changed her life. Like, this entire personal fitness journey has changed her life. So it's like, it's her. She lives and breathes this thing, right? So this is why I'm also confident that I don't want her overworked and exhausted when I'm working with her, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I really want you in this for the long haul. And so, to very clear, you say, I so identify with this. I undercharge a lot for my life coaching and divorce coaching. Listening to this, I now realize that I'm not just offering theory here. I'm offering a lot, yes. And so to very clear, you say, tailor making the program for each individual. Geez. Yes, of course. I mean, like that for me is what one-on-one coaching is, right? Like, guys, come on, that's what it is. Like, every human being is different. So every human being is going to come with their own issues and their own needs. I'm never, even a student in the Money Magic course is never being told to do the course from lesson 0 to lesson 21. Never. You can join the Money Magic course and literally be told to start at lesson 8, you know? Like literally, I will say, oh, okay, I'm listening to all your drama, well, not dramas, but you know, I'm reading your story around money. I don't think you should be starting at lesson 0. Lesson 0 is not for you, because what you're doing in this lesson is not the same, you're not going to get the same results as the person who's doing lesson 0, because your traumas are completely different, your money blocks are completely different. And even though on the surface it looks like, oh, we're both having a business issue and we're not making money in our business, and you hear me saying to someone, go to lesson 0, that will help unblock you, and the person comes back a month later and they're like, oh my gosh, my business has made X amount this year, I've broken through. Well, that's because their drama was specific to lesson 0. You could have a similar block, similar issue, but the underlying cause is something completely different, right? It could be that, I don't know, you've got a vow of loyalty to your mother who never had an extra stream of income. Then we have a whole different issue for you. Or it may be that you even have a past life thing, that your drama is not even from this lifetime. Then we have to look at it differently. So every person is unique, which is why I always say to people, this is what I was saying to Lumi. I was like, I know my dramas, right? Like, this is why I want a one-on-one coach, like a one-on-one personal trainer, because I know my dramas. Because I understood, I think I've been very lucky to have been always willing to pay for courses and coaches and things like that, because I understood that what one person comes and shares as, oh my God, I did this work and I read this book or whatever and it shifted me, doesn't work for me, because that may not be my issue at all. It may be that on the surface we seem to have the same issue, but underlying it, my issues may be completely different. So I need to understand at a deeper level what's going on. And I think that's what often happens to most of us. We think even when we're building our extra streams of income, we look at what another coach is doing or another fitness trainer is doing, and we're like, oh, they did it this way, and then they were able to build their business that way and create this stream of income, so I'm going to replicate exactly what they do. And then it just never works. It just never works for you because it's just not your thing. And it's just not in alignment with your soul or with who you are, right? And maybe the people that you are connecting to just do not connect to, maybe like if you're looking at me doing live videos and whatever and writing posts and going on rants about patriarchy, etc. And you're like, but it's working for her. And then you realize that actually no, because my people do not care about patriarchy, right? Because maybe that's just the people that you attract, right? It could be completely different. And maybe in your rant about patriarchy, racism, etc., you're driving your people away and they are just like losing their minds every time they read. Right? So it's just every time they read whatever you do, or maybe, and this is actually the honest truth. A lot of my one-on-one clients, funny enough, are not on Facebook. They do not like Facebook. Like literally, they are not, like almost all my one-on-one clients are not Facebook people. It's like I'll talk to them about, oh, you should do this on Facebook, and their first thing will be like, how do I Van, please help me sign up to Facebook. How do I log into Facebook in order to be part of the student group? And then they never ever comment in the student group, right? Very rarely do they comment on the student group. Completely different target markets, like I said, right? And we need to understand this. The only reason most, like literally, some of them literally last, maybe they said hello on Facebook when they joined because now they're coaching with me, and then they go into the student group and they never say a word. They just read, watch the videos I do, and then just continue with their lives, and we do the one-on-one coaching. I'm never going to force them. And then, but here's the thing, they love the Money Magic course. They do it consistently, right? And then we discuss what comes up in their one-on-one sessions. But they're not Facebook people. Right? So you also need to understand who it is that you're talking to and understand your business model and who it is for, right? So that's also just like another thing around creating consistent streams of income. Like, whoa, yeah, no. And here's the other funny thing. So my one-on-one clients will often know almost everything that I've written in my emails. They love my emails. They love emails, right? Or like, I can't even, it's just, these are completely different people. The Money Magic students are also completely different people. They have the same energetic frequency, that's what I will say, but their needs are completely different. They don't want to be in a group and talking about things, and most of the time they're so, like literally they are very busy, right? Or they just like a different platform. They'll like Twitter, they'll like Instagram, and they'll always be like, Facebook is the pits, man. So it's also about understanding that. So, okay guys, let me know if you have any questions. And since I don't really know if I'm on my private profile or the bigger, or I'm in the larger Wealthy Money group, because I'm clearly not in the student group, which usually I would do. I love doing a lot of the income classes that I do are usually in the student group. I prefer that, right? But anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, the Money Magic course is opening for registration at the end of October. So if you want to get updates, definitely go on to the waiting list at wealthy-money.com/moneymagic. Again, go to wealthy-money.com/moneymagic, and you can check out the course there. You can get on the waiting list. That's where we do a lot of this income work. Like expansion is different, right? So I talk a lot about business models, pricing. We look a lot at visibility. How do you create a model that works so that people can grow their business. And yeah, I'm proud to say that actually, even if you look on Facebook, a lot of the Money Magic students are doing awesome, right? Like Miso just launched she's my co-host, but also a Money Magic student, so she just launched her website. Right? Hi, Litle. I didn't know you were on here. Nice to see you on here. Yeah, so she just launched her mentoring website, and then you guys also know Nomdeliso and Joy. So there's like quite a few Money Magic students where all this started with the course, because we do this work around creating viable business models and doing the inner work and just up-leveling from there, right? So this is literally what I mean by expansion. It's teaching this, and I feel like if you check out the students online, you see the difference. You just see that, okay, they're doing things differently and it is working, and there's momentum and there's growth. So get on the waiting list at wealthy-money.com/moneymagic. I will see you guys on there. I'll be doing a masterclass. I'll send out the link to the complimentary masterclass, which will be complimentary for 48 hours after I have done the masterclass. And then if you miss watching if you miss the 48-hour mark, you'll have to pay to watch the replay. But the masterclass will be just around how to grow, how to create a consistent income of $2,500 a month, or 40,000 Rand every single month, just through the work. What do we mean by expansion? And I promise you, I've given a lot of practical stuff here, but a lot of the shifts literally happen from the internal stuff, right? It's about an internal shift. I can't actually stress this enough. So yeah, that for me is what expansion is being able to create extra streams of income and be able to depend on yourself for that, and be able to do that consistently, and then up level it and scale it. And this is the work that we do in the Money Magic course. Again, go to wealthy-money.com/moneymagic. That's where the income challenge happens and all the other lessons that I referenced. So Buya, you say appreciate your insights and knowledge on this. And then Litle, you say top quality lessons. Thank you, Litle. And then Buya, you say you'll check out the website, and you say you love my emails. Thank you, Buya. Thank you, guys. It was such a pleasure. I ended up doing this in the wrong group, but I guess it had to be done in the wrong group today. Like, I'm always doing these random, like you would think that I would run out of things to say around income, but nope. Around growing income, nope. The Money Magic students will tell you, like, I can just do random videos like any given time, and I'll be like, oh, I learned this about this. So I genuinely love it. Like, oh, this is like my favorite type of work, and the inner stuff that gets triggered and comes up. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic Monday further. Cheers.